When you hear the first bars of the national anthem play, what emotions do you expect to feel inside your heart in that moment? Can you describe your thoughts?
I think just pride and honor to be wearing that jersey and to be representing the U.S. in a World Cup. Just thinking about everything it took to get here and everything it will take to win.
It's 1:30 in the morning. Oh, the peculiar joys of a World Cup held in a land down under, but I couldn't feel more alive as I'm joined by a remarkable human being who's at the beginning of an odyssey that's woven out of equal parts big dreams, intelligence, and hard bloody work. And at the age of 23, this inspirational San Josean is set to make her World Cup debut with all eyes on her centre-back leadership on the field. From your San Diego Wave and back-to-back defending champion US Women's National Team, my first guest on Direct from Down Under, presented by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy, live from Auckland, New Zealand, Kia ora to the incredible Naomi Girma.
Hey Raj, thanks for having me.
Oh, Naomi, it's magical to be with you. First of all, you've been in New Zealand for a week now. Tell us, mere Americans, what are you loving about being in Auckland so far?
It's beautiful here. Not much to complain about. Sun's been out, which we're happy about, and we've had a lot of great coffee, a lot of great food, been welcomed to the land, so it's been great so far.
When you and I last spoke, you told me the quite magical story of how when you were a kid, you were forbidden from even having sleepovers. So when US Soccer first invited you to a youth camp at the under-14 level, your mum, Sebla, thought you were being kidnapped, and a teammate's parent had to talk her out of believing the invitation was some kind of elaborate plot. Tell us, how did you break the news of your World Cup call-up to your mum? What did she say, and how did she process it?
She was very happy. She did not question it as much as my first camp invite, thankfully. But I just called my family. I tried to group FaceTime them, and they didn't answer. And then I called them individually, and they were all just so happy, so excited. They knew the calls were happening that week, so we knew when we'd hear news. So just getting the confirmation and telling them that I'd be going and representing the U.S. was really special. And my mom was actually in San Diego, so we got to hang out together later that day.
I'm going to ask you about one of the biggest questions currently rebounding around the football world, and that's Alana Cook's baggage, or the perceived lack of it. Is Alana Cook the best packer since Aaron Rodgers, or were there secret suitcases stashed somewhere that the world's yet to see?
I don't want to call my friend out, but the suitcases were on my cart. Yeah.
Centre-back chemistry in evidence before you even landed?
Yes, I was carrying, they were on my cart, and someone said, oh my gosh, Naomi has 5 bags. I was like, no, I swear I did not pack that many bags. I was helping my friend out.
That's amazing. Naomi's a bit keen.
Yeah. No, I know. I saw that. That was really funny. And we because it looks like she literally has 1 bag and all of us are carrying our carts. And it was right after we landed, we were laughing. And I was like, I'm in the back, hauling all the bags.
It's amazing because it's also the way she's doing it. She's just strolling through with just that one tiny roll on. She's like, ain't no big deal. There's a remarkable mix of ages, almost archaeological layers of footballers, from the OGs like 38-year-old Megan Rapinoe, who's been there and done that and then some, to that middle layer of your Lindsay Horans and Rose Lavelle's, all the way to 18-year-old Alyssa Thompson, who is genuinely fresh out of high school. Are you all one group, or does it feel like connected networks of people?
I feel like we're one group, and I think we've done a good job of making sure everyone's integrated and everyone feels connected. And we are, it's the 23 of us going into this tournament. And I think we've definitely emphasized that's the most important thing, how united we are, and how much we support and believe in each other. So yeah, I think there is a big range, but at the end of the day, we know it's important for all of us to be together.
From a footballing perspective, one of the big questions facing this US team is at centre-back, and it remains to be seen exactly who's going to partner you in the heart of that US defence. But one player who devastatingly won't be there, the people's captain, from afar, the great Becky Sauerbrunn. And a question from a listener, Rachel in Ann Arbor, Michigan, who wants to know, Naomi Girma, how do you deal with the pressure that comes without having a player like Becky by your side? Does it feel like being a co-pilot and losing your lead pilot mid-flight? I guess, can you talk about an impact the loss of a player like Becky is for you individually, both on the field and off it?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we're obviously really sad not to have her here as our captain on the field, and also just the person she is and the leader she is to our group. So personally for me, I feel like having played alongside her this year and last year, I feel like, it's like next person has to step up. And as a captain, one thing that makes her so great is she prepares and, helps lead other people and teach other people. So I feel like she's prepared me and the back line and the team to step up and really take on that role, that whatever role we're asked to in this tournament. And, that's what's going to make us the most successful. So I think just buying into that and making sure I'm doing everything I can do to help the team.
What has Vlatko said to you about this moment, the vacuum that Becky's loss creates, but from the flip side, the opportunity that now lies ahead of you?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's just being confident in myself and stepping in and leading in my own way. And, it's not just me, it's everyone else on the field, making sure they're also leading in their own ways and we're united and playing together. So, I think from him, the expectation is the players on the field, off the field are pulling their weight and attacking their role to the best of their ability.
Centre-back's a position that's all about the pairing, not just with your partnering centre-back, but with the goalkeeper too. Chemistry, reps, and above all, communication are utterly critical. How have you gone about that task of hand of trying to play catch-up on gaining all three with whomever is your partner?
I think in any camp we have rotations. So I feel like any and all of us are comfortable in the role, communicating with each other, whatever keeper it is, whatever outside back, center back combo we have. I think we do a good job of rotating and making sure we feel comfortable with those relationships, no matter who's out there. And at the end of the day, it's our principles and executing those. And I think any of us can fill that role. So I think the relationships have been built throughout this year and last year. And I think in this camp, that's been something that has only gotten stronger.
One high possibility about your partner may be that elite packer, the mighty Alana Cook. And you played together 8 times for the United States women's team. You throw in the 22 starts together at Stanford in 2018. Come on, you Cardinal. But this, on the global stage, it's quite a world away, both literally and figuratively, from Maloney Field at Stanford. So in your mind, a World Cup game, will it feel different as you take the field? Or are you, from college to pro to national team, just the kind of preternaturally zen human who's always able to experience football as the very same game you played with your brother in the park in San Jose growing up?
I think it'll feel different because it is different. It is the biggest stage. It is, the biggest tournament in the world. But I think at the same time, once the whistle blows, I'll be in my zone playing my game. And I think that's when I perform my best. I help the team the most. And I think it's important that, I just stay true to myself and, play the way I always do. It's the World Cup. It's going to be different. And I know that, but I think it's good to recognize that. And also, just realize that, I think we're ready. We deserve to be here, and we're going to play our hearts out.
I'm fascinated by that mental approach, that mentally getting into your zone. Paul Carr, our great friend, texted about how you and Alana Cook were both symbolic systems majors at Stanford. We talked about that before. I love to imagine you're both out there on the field, thwarting opposing attackers with linguistic, mathematical, and philosophical solutions. But do you have a mental strategy? When you say, I get into my mental zone, do you project before games? Are there mental tricks that you do use to access that Girma zone?
Yeah, I think for me, it's, blocking out distractions and um, just locking in, sticking to the game plan, communicating. I think all those things help me stay in the zone. Um, I don't think it's like a magical place I go to. I think it's a lot of little like reminders and things that, help me stay focused and help me execute on the field.
3.92 GPA and symbolic systems. You'll never sing that. And the truth is, you're not alone being a World Cup debutant. 14 of this squad, World Cup rookies. Can you give us a sense from the inside? Who are the World Cup vets who've really stepped up and led that process of giving the first timers confidence from the inside? Who's given you personally, the most insight?
I think everyone has done a great job. I think Alex, just us playing together both at San Diego and here, her being named one of the captains, same with Lindsay, have done a good job of just making sure that we're prepared. And, there's nothing like experiencing it, but also you can be prepared to make sure things don't catch you by surprise. And, they've been through it, so they know what it takes. And I think that only helps us having that much experience on our team who know what it takes to win, and who will do anything to get there.
I was speaking to a US international a couple of weeks ago, and she talked about how bloody energizing it can be to have so many new faces arrive in a squad. But she also said one challenge can be that with so many fresh players, often not enough feel confident to step up and be an instant leader on the field, to be the voice of the team, to do the shouting, the organizing, the leading in moments of true challenge. Who will step up? How have you experienced that reality from the inside about who is stepping up?
Yeah, I think a lot of the younger players and players who are coming into their first World Cup have been in camp consistently over the past years, or yeah. So I think there's that comfortability and experience within this environment that helps people feel confident to step up. And I think it helps when experienced players bring everyone in and make sure everyone feels like they have the place to step up when they need to. And I think that's been something that we've done a really good job of. And I think that only helps someone coming into their first World Cup feel more confident.
This isn't the first time you've waltzed into an elite team, making it clear that you have real leadership in you, wearing a weighty band despite your young age. You've won the captain's armband for the youth ranks. You've shared that duty with Alex Morgan in San Diego. And it is something I love watching about your game, just that natural readiness for leadership, your sheer ability, but your calm confidence. We always joke about your advanced philosophy and artificial intelligence training, but there's something absolutely natural about you and leadership of a team. What is it that you tap into, making your leadership clear to every team you walk into, and at such a young age?
I think I honestly just try to come in and be myself. And, it comes with the position. There is a lot of leadership that is involved in being a center back. It's what's expected of you to organize. You see the whole field, and you're expected to communicate that. So I think some of it is part of the position, but also just who I am and just how comfortable I feel on a team.
Another question from a listener, Naomi. Carrie in Detroit, Michigan. Carrie, I raise my Bud Light to you. Make great memories through football. And Carrie's wondering, the great Megan Rapinoe announced last week that she's retiring at the end of the NWSL season. Does that now feel like something that you're constantly aware of? We've seen teams galvanized by the thoughts of doing it for their legends. Argentina did it for Messi in December. Brazil, coming into this tournament, I've talked a lot about doing it for Marta. Do you all feel that you need to deliver to send Pino off in the style she deserves?
Yeah, I think she's a legend of this team, the game, and she's done so much for the U.S. women's national team, soccer globally, just for the world. And I think her retiring is something that makes us feel like, we want to send her off on the best note and we want to win this. And yeah, I think it only motivates us more. And yeah, it's an honor to be, on this team with her.
Last question for you, Naomi. Your story is remarkable. I find it so deeply meaningful. The daughter of 2 Ethiopian immigrants who escaped political persecution in their home country, moved to the United States seeking sanctuary and opportunity. You grew up as a first-generation Ethiopian American, grappling with the unfamiliar terrain and that complex, often exorbitantly costly youth soccer system, and who has emerged and thrived and is about to walk out at New Zealand's Eden Park in a United States jersey in an attempt to defend a World Cup title. When you hear the first bars of the national anthem play, what emotions do you expect to feel inside your heart in that moment? Can you describe your thoughts?
Yeah, I think just pride and honor to be wearing that jersey and to be representing the U.S. in a World Cup. And I think just thinking about everything it took to get here and everything it will take to win. So I think it'll be a really special moment. My family will be there. And I think it's going to be great.
Does it feel normal, Naomi, because you've lived it, or even to you, does it feel transcendent?
I think right now it feels normal. I'm at camp and we're going to start playing and, it does feel normal. At times when I take a step back, I think like, wow, this is really cool to have made it here. And my mom often reminds me of that.
She does.
And yeah.
What'd she say?
She's like, I just can't believe it. Like, this is incredible. Like, I'm flying to New Zealand in 2 days. And I'm like, oh yeah, Mom. But sometimes when I actually stop to think, I'm like, yeah, it is incredible that, having grown up in Ethiopia, went to the US, and now they're coming to New Zealand and Australia to watch me play in the World Cup. So it's really special. And I couldn't have done it without them. So I'm really happy they're going to be here.
Naomi Girma, I want to raise my Bud Light to you in toast. You are a truly singular human being, one that may have studied science, but play with such passion. Really, your essence is pure poetry. We're lucky to have you in that US jersey. Godspeed.
Thank you.
To you, your teammates, we can't wait to watch Friday. And go USA. Courage. Listen to the full version of this podcast and all our podcasts wherever you get your pods. But first, subscribe here for more Men in Blazers videos. And courage.